Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Mr. Gabe.
Yo, what's happening?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right. Well, I wanted to welcome everybody to In the Q podcast. We are missing our third. He's actually in an Orlando Magic game right now in the VIP section. So if we're lucky, he'll join us. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
He was in the green room earlier helping me out because look, I have to be the engineer tonight. I have to be the director. I have to be this. I have to be that. And oh my God, talking about a fucking nerves. I haven't been everything in a long time. But anyway, it worked fine. So and it's great to see you, buddy.
Great to see you. How you been?
Yeah, great to see you. Oh, by the way, hang out in the green room afterwards. Besides, like hanging out with our guest a little bit later, I wanted to talk to you about some business anyway. But thank you all for tuning in to In the Q podcast. What is it? The second show of our second season already?
Episode 2, season 2.
Episode 2, season 2. All right. Who did we have last week?
We had Vince Picek and Jay Hill. What a great combination. Vince with the drums, Jay Hill with the acid trance and a little bit of dubstep. Dubstep, but drum and bass. But man, what a great collection of talent.
Well, you'll see Vince out on the road. He's one of my guys from Current Entertainment.
I just spoke to Vince earlier today. We can't wait to chop it up and play some drums.
He's a great videographer. He's a great photographer. He's a fabulous drummer, and he's a fabulous DJ. I mean, not like our guest tonight. Oh my God, I am so excited. I am so excited about
DJ, but we got a DMC two-time champion. I mean, come on now.
He's coming up. Look, with that being said, I want everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel if you hadn't, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. Can you even subscribe on Facebook? I mean, is there a thing?
Can't. Well,
I don't know. I'm an OG, and speaking of OGs, that's what our guy's going to share with us. There's something so cool that he shared with me, and I'm going to share with you tonight. We're going to actually release something from Throdown, and that. They're going to see it first on our podcast. So we'll get into that soon. So anyway, subscribe, share it. If please hook us up, share this with your friends. Like, comment, tell us where you're from. Like Marcus. Hey Marcus, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. He's like, I thought I was late.
We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify.
Yep.
What else? Anchor. Tell me.
Anchor. Yeah, Anchor. Look, all of the major podcast networks, because a shout out to Anchor. Anchor's what does it all. It sends it out to the Google Play. It sends it out to Apple. It sends it out to all that. So really, what you guys are viewing now, and I'm never in control. I'm never thinking right, but now I am. This Facebook Live and YouTube Live is really our live studio audience that can come and go as they please, and the video is going to be there as well, because it's besides being an interactive thing where you can comment like Marcus just did or whomever and say hello, and ask questions. You could see the replays just as well on YouTube.
Plus the YouTube Live. I mean, you can watch it afterwards. When I'm at the gym, I did 6 days at the gym this week, kicked ass, and part of it was cardio, and you can definitely watch the show while you're doing some cardio stuff.
I got to work off my spare tire, bro. I got to work off my spare tire, and I might have to talk to you how to do
around the corner. I can't wait to paddle out.
Okay.
So sometime in the gym, you got to get out there and grind it out.
All right. Anything in the news that we've missed besides what they have the Oscars and stuff like that? Anything?
The Oscars. I didn't watch it. I was busy doing some tax stuff and some production stuff.
Look, and I know they put the
merging my studios. Part of it's in storage in Vegas. I'm planning on getting everything in one place by midsummer. So I was working on strategizing for that. But I'll tell you about 2 tracks that I was really interested in. Disco Dictation by the Luke Millen remix.
Okay.
Fucking awesome. And then also I was telling Jay Hill, for our guest from last week, I was telling her about this track by this group Mana, the Gibson Parker remix. 2 tracks I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And I definitely welcome all our guests to tell us what genres of music you want us to kind of highlight, moving forward in the following episodes for season 2. So that's definitely kind of highlight different tracks.
That's cool. Those. Somebody, and if you want to get in touch with us, please get in touch with it at hello@intheqpodcast.com. So
Exactly.
it's hello@inthequeupodcast.com. Look, that said, somebody had told Dave and emailed Dave when we first started, because I want more turntablists on, he said, which is cool, and a couple other people says, right. And I said, look, I got my turntables behind me, you got your turntables there. Look, you're even repping the Senate DJ.
Yeah,
so
I want to pull one out for a second. I want to show the Senate DJ.
Yeah, well, shout out to the Senate DJs and all of our brothers out there.
Shout out to Soho,
Senate DJ
Millie,
family,
and all you people.
There's a million
Dramatic.
of them. Yeah, Soho and Dramatic especially.
Much respect.
So anyway, look, I'm excited. Do you have anything to add? Because I want to jump right into this.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of Peavy, that's another thing our guest has in common. So I'm just going to keep going, but I want to bring him in early because besides being and besides, I'm going to read his bio here. Besides that, it is rare in this industry, and I've been in it for 30 years. I've been going down to the DJ Expo every year for 30 years. I've been going out to MBLV, not for 30 years, but probably 5 or 6 years within that about a 30-year.
By the way,
career.
are we doing the Expo this year?
It's set. If you go to djexpo.com, it's definitely set. I don't know dates. I don't want to, run through the show, but when I have you questioning him, I think it's the 19th. It should be the second or third week in August. It's all set and it's all ready to go. As a matter of fact, I might have oh God, what is this? Oh, he's gonna kill me. Mr. DJ Times himself.
A-Track?
No, my Greek buddy. Is it Frank? Is it Pazikis? Frank?
Oh,
is it?
Yeah, him.
You know what I'm saying? My buddy. That's my man right there. It's totally slipping me right now.
He always rocks those shirts with the the cuffs.
Oh, dude. Yeah. But he's an awesome guy too. But back to what I was saying. I digress. Our guest, besides being an awesome turntablist, besides being an awesome scratcher and a mixer, he is an awesome person, and that's hard to find in this industry. You know what I mean? A cool guy where you could run into and like I think, didn't you and I run into like New York DJ Con?
Yeah, but the only way you persevere and succeed in this industry is being genuine and not an asshole. So
you know what? Point said. And speaking of being genuine and not an a-hole and stop. No, I'm kidding. Stop your cursing. Our sponsors don't like that. I'm teasing. I kid. But look no further than the capital city's own Sultan of Scratch. That's DJ Throdown. All right. He's going to bring you the best turntable-tainment, as they like to say. That's awesome. Proudly demonstrating 20 years of experience behind the ones and the twos. Throdown creates adventurous DJ sets, showcasing a cornucopia of nightclub hits and timeless classics spliced together with turntable finesse while engaging his audience with powerful stage presence and microphone stunts. Look at him. All right. Throdown's unparalleled performance style has earned him many prestigious accolades throughout his musical journey, competing every year from 2012 through 2019 in the DMC. That's the world's longest running, most highly regarded DJ battle. You know DMC. I
DMC,
say no more.
Disco Music Club.
Say no more. I did not know that.
Like the Oscars of like the DJs.
All right. Well, Throdown won 3 regional championship titles and eventually defeated the entire United States in both 2018 and 2019. Oh yeah, he was the champion of the world, right? Or the champion of the United States, yeah. Making him the second person in DMC history to win back-to-back DMC USA National Championship titles. There we go. That answers my question and kind of
that's insane.
Sums things up right there. This advanced him to the World Finals in London, all right, representing America as he competed against top DJs from 14 different countries, ultimately taking 5th place, in the world, both years. That's awesome. Throdown has also twice finished as a world finalist in the DMC Online World Championships. Damn. And outside of the DJ booth, The Cut Crusader, love that, can be found sharing sharing half a lifetime's worth of knowledge and experience with up-and-coming selectors at the Beat Refinery. Oh yeah, that's right. He's a teacher as well as us, and he's the Mid-Atlantic's premier DJ and music production school, the Beat Refinery. Okay, Throdown's unique showcases have positioned him as a main attraction at some of the country's biggest music gatherings, including South by Southwest, Lollapalooza, the NAMM Show, the DJ Expo, New York DJ Con, Big Dub Festival, Dreamscape, and Freeform Fest, excuse me. Outside of his home turf of DC, Maryland, Virginia, he's ignited dance floors as far as Montreal, Chicago, Miami, New Orleans, Austin, Anaheim, Reno, Atlantic City, Raleigh, Denver, Pittsburgh, New York, San Diego, Burlington, and Kansas City. Oh my God, say that real fast. And across the ocean in England. He's also been in France and Siberia. So he has, wow, dude, you got time to breathe, Throdown? What else? He has also shared stages with countless international acts, including the Wu-Tang Clan, 8-Track, Diplo. What do you got? Flostradamus, DJ Craze, Qbert, and even Vanilla Ice. So Dave would love to be here to see this. Oh my God. So yeah, what else? Oh, and even Vanilla Ice. So all right. In reaction to 2020's year-long quarantine, Throdown has pivoted from DJ booth to long hours in the studio, and we're going to discuss that. And I got a teaser for you guys. So be on the lookout for his electrifying original productions dropping later this year. We're going to give you a little taste of it, okay? The other thing I want to do is I will make sure at the bottom here, I want you to check out the banner. All of Throdown stuff is there. His Facebook, his Instagram, his YouTube, his SoundCloud, all along the bottom, his Twitter, and how to get in touch with this guy. So he is the 2018 and 2019 DMC DJ Battle USA National Championship, top 5 DMC World Finalist, 3-time DMC Regional Champ, 2-time DMC Online World Finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, give it on up for DJ Throdown. Ho!
What's up, Throdown?
Did I bad? Was it bad?
I don't even know how to follow that, dude. The intro was more hype than the content. I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna let you announce for the rest of the show. You were crushing it, dude.
Oh.
Big up to you.
He's gonna come to London with you to announce you.
I should have. Well, that's one of the things I do, but I should have really gone over this and memorized it. It was the first time I glanced over it, but man, you got some people in there with some big vocabulary words. Who wrote that for you?
Cornucopia? My parents are both professional journalists, so I feel like I got the writer's bug in my blood. I pretty much do everything myself. You know, I come up with the concepts for the routines and the videos. I produce the music. I stem out the parts. I practice and perform and film the pieces. I mix down and master all the audio. I do all my own social media. I do all my own booking and networking and travel, and it's fucking exhausting, dude.
So since you're a writer, we might want to put you in touch with Chase over at Promobile DJ, so you can write some articles.
Yeah, if you'd be interested, they're not only one of our sponsors as well, but it's a great, once again, educationally. I like spreading knowledge. I know you like doing the same thing, whether they're young or old, just passing it on, because you know what? Once we're gone, what are we going to have? You know what I mean? I like to pass on everything that I've learned and known, because if somebody can make a buck, you know, or it saves them out on the road, or it saves you some anxiety, why not? That's what I think it's all about. So,
each one teach one.
Yeah, man. So
I'm digging that hat. Reminds me of Fisher when he was doing his tour when he was featuring that track "I'm Losing It" over at Concourse in Philly.
I haven't seen him live yet, but I imagine that's a pretty hype show, dude.
Hell yeah!
And actually, you know, now that I think about it, what are we at? April? Like, none of us, I would imagine very few of us have been to a real proper live event in at least a year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, you know, things are looking up. Like, you know, people are getting vaccinated. Case counts are diminishing. I'm seeing some festival lineups getting posted for like mid to late summer and onward. And you know, this year has a different vibe to it than last year. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really, nobody had any idea what the future held this time a year ago. And now, like, I'm excited. You know, the weather's getting nice. And
yeah, with that being said, since the COVID stuff is being, like, you know, the restrictions are being unlifted, like, who's your booking agent so we can, you know, people can kind of book you?
Well, I guess you're going to have to call, DM, or text or email me. That's actually probably going to change in the very near future.
DM Throdown?
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing is, I don't really want to talk to anybody. So, you know,
Actually, Throdown, I saw you were with a company down in DC. Has that changed, or it was part of your, I guess, your email signature? I was going through that.
Well, I guess as long as we're talking about it, you know, for the time being, Greggy, you know my boy Ruby from Custom Lit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he so Custom Lit, in a nutshell, Custom Lit takes your custom logo or whatever you want, whatever graphic, and they like engineer it into this
It's a laptop cover.
Really dope laptop cover that glows, and you know, they've had like the first generation model for like a year or two now. It's making waves. He's got like
dope.
Tens of thousands of followers on his social media, and he's got all these big time artists rocking his stuff. And you know, he's actually about to release the second generation model, which is bananas. Like, it's like 10 times beyond what the first model could do, and it's like a whole light show in itself. So basically, if you're party rocking and, you know, you're in like a dark nightclub or a venue, and, you know, people look up every time they look at the DJ booth, and you just got your brand just like glowing and doing this crazy light show, it's, you know, you'll see your bookings go up, and you know how it goes. Like, you got to just bombard people with your contact and your brand constantly throughout every set and every mixtape and every
So do you work with a lighting designer?
Well, basically, what I was trying to say is that my dude Ruby from Custom Lit, he's kind of he's handling all the management stuff for the time being. So I think what will probably happen is I'll start sending people his way, because, like I said, I don't want to talk to people anymore, dude. Like,
I'll tell you what, there's so much.
The more time I spend in the studio, the less time I spend talking to people, the more time I'm in the studio making things that are going to live on beyond my days. You know what I mean?
What is that piece of equipment right behind you with the circular this, you know,
this thing?
dial?
So this is a Behringer X Touch. It's like a mixing board with motorized faders and stuff, but it's a MIDI controller for whatever DAW that you use. And it's really nice to be able to like feel the mix, you know what I mean? Like, balance the levels, and like you've got controls to, you know, tweak your EQs and your compressors and various plugins and stuff.
Like
and actually,
how many channels is that?
So it's an 8 physical channel board with a 9th fader for the master channel, but you can bank over as many times as you need. Like, you know, most of the tracks I've been working on over this past year have been like 70, 80, 90, 100 tracks in a single project, and so I can just like bank over, you know. So I was thinking about getting like, you know, a bigger board, but honestly,
Sure.
There's
my next piece of equipment is a Midas. But, you know, it's still a Behringer product. It has better preamps, but
well, so, you know, and, you know, I gotta say, like, Behringer used to be the kind of bottom of the barrel, people would laugh at you if you had a Behringer this or a Behringer that. But they have really, really stepped their game up in the past few years. They've got Midas preamps in all of their mixers.
Nice.
It's not like everything from the layout to the physical build quality is so much more impressive. And that being said, SSL just came out with a new, all DAW inclusive mixer controller, and I might have to jump on that. I wouldn't even be able to talk to y'all about this unless the quarantine happened. I just want to say, I want to take an aside,
right,
and just put it out there that for all the suffering that so many of us have gone through in the past year, we've had all of these reckonings with the broken system of our the healthcare system and our policing system and our political system, and we all got kind of stuck in our houses just staring at our screens watching the world fall apart in record time. And my heart goes out to everybody that was struggling to get through these trying times. But I want to remind people that despite all that, you gotta look at the positives that came out of this unprecedented experience. This isn't even a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is a once in multiple lifetime opportunity, because what the last time this happened was 100 years ago, and they sure as hell didn't have any internet, and I'm sure gossip and playing the telephone game spread like wildfire, misinformation and all that. Now we really had everything that we needed to sustain and even thrive in these conditions. And whereas most of our friends were complaining about oh man, I miss chilling with my people, I miss going to the club, I miss blah blah blah. You didn't have to commute, you didn't have to. I mean, honestly, for a minute, most people could wake up whenever they wanted and go to sleep whenever they wanted, and live your entire life in your PJs and your pizza 6 days a week, whatever. It was a free study period in high school when your teacher spontaneously quits and they just throw a substitute in there and they're we don't know what's going on, just keep yourself busy. So I gotta say, this past year I have been more productive than I have ever been in my entire life, straight up. And I'm eternally grateful. I say a little thank you prayer to the quarantine gods every day.
Productive in terms of production? Or what?
I guess DJing. It's the anchor of my life. It's my identity. It's
all right. So
everything I pride myself on.
You still prefer the text, right? Versus the Nexus setup.
Oh yeah, no. I'll be honestly, if there's not turntables in the booth, I've played many a set on CDJs and even controllers, but
So you still rocking Ortofons or Shores, or are you doing
especially now that I got these battle titles, nobody wants to show up and see a DMC champ playing on a controller. You know what I mean? It's not that I can't do it, but it sort of takes a lot of the power out of the presentation. So turntables and Shure needles. And rest in peace, Shure needles. They just that.
What about the phase? You doing phase, or you doing mainly Shures?
Yeah, I got a phase set up right behind you right now.
Is that a Beta 58 behind you or an SM?
This is a Shure Beta 58.
Right on.
It's a fantastic dynamic mic. So I've been getting my I DJ full time. That's how I pay my bills, and I teach at the Beat Refinery. Shout out Beat Refinery. Beat Refinery is the fastest growing DJ school in America. We had 5 schools a couple years ago, and then we jumped to 20 schools right before COVID hit. And so they're in every major city, and it's dope because I get to teach 9-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 45-year-olds. I've taught a few 60-year-olds how to DJ, how to produce.
Is that online or in person?
Both. Well, now because of the pandemic, we do both. But that's like kind of my side job, and I forget why I started talking about that, but we lost a lot of brands in the past, I want to say like decade, you know, like we lost Technics for many years in it was like 2008, 2009. That you know, rocked the entire global DJ community, and then we lost Vestax.
They came back. Techniques came back.
They did, you know, thank goodness for that.
And they came back, the year that you spun with us at PV, bro. Did you see the
I got to play on the new joints, the MK7s. And,
they refabricated their the tooling and their the manufacturing area, which increased like the cost like twofold. But you know, the reloops are cool. The torque is, I don't know, has the torque changed in the new techniques? I haven't used the new techniques.
Yeah, it's night and day. Like, honestly, original techs, which I'm still pretty comfortable with, and I, you know, will use those like first and foremost. They don't really hold up anymore to like all these new options that came out, the reloop joints, the Pioneer PLX.
Yeah, I got the PLX 1000s behind me because of I chose them because of the, you know, the greater torque. But
it's my only beef is that, you know, I try to show a lot of love to like the roots of turntablism. Like even you know, like my favorite thing is to do like pitch control, like kind of like guitar solos, and you know, because these days, like with all the technology built into the mixer, you know, everybody kind of defaults to the like the cue point pitch play stuff, and you know, that's great. Like, it sounds clean and it's dope. Like, people are going to get hyped to it in the club. But in a DMC battle, like, they're going to view that as sort of a cop-out. Like, it's kind of cheating to just, like, push some buttons. Versus if you know how to actually use the pitch control and make a record player perform like it was a tuba.
The only person I've seen use the pitch control and kind of, like, flip back and forth is, like, Supreme. But you're fucking amazing.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Are we allowed to cuss on this show? I don't know.
Why not? Sure we are. Yeah. Now, look, of course we are, man. This is the internet. We do have, you know, the 18 or older warning on the YouTube channel. So look, that's fine. You know, I mean, we're passionate about what we do. You know what I'm saying, guys? So
how'd you get Throdown? How did you choose Throdown as your name?
Well, Greg is my dad, actually. I just found that out on 23andMe like 2 years ago.
Stop.
But I got all the good-looking genes. You know, I guess it skips a generation, but you know, I'm not mad about it.
We weren't going to let that out tonight, dude.
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
And actually, I haven't told you yet, but you have a grandchild on the way.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I would never do that to you, Dad. I don't have time. I don't have time to like raise baby throwdowns. Like, honestly, what you know, my homies my age, you know, they're definitely doing the like get married, have kids, like climb the career ladder, all that good stuff. And I look around sometimes, I'm like, damn. Am I like letting my parents down, like not doing that? And then I'm like, nah, this is cool. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because all those guys that I used to DJ with, you know, playing raves, playing music festivals, playing underground rap shows, whatever, they kind of.
First of all, how can you let your parents down when you, aside from Clever, the only two DJs
hey, props for
simultaneously DMC champions.
So
that's an accomplishment in itself. That's a lifetime accomplishment right there.
About let's say 3 years ago in 2018, my parents had never been to a single show of mine once, and I had been DJing for like 17 years at that point. And
yeah, they're writers, not DJs.
Well, just the whole family, actually. My mom's side, my dad's side, they'd all, you know, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, they're like, oh, so you're still doing that silly DJ stuff, huh? When are you going to get a real job with benefits and a 401k? Like, always busting my balls. And then when they see, like, all over the internet and whatever, like, you know, DJ Throdown, you know, especially with the back-to-back U.S. titles and stuff. My parents, they actually bought tickets to London, and they came and they watched me perform live at the DMC World Finals. And I think only then did it click. They're like, "Oh wow, you're actually pretty good at this. We're so proud of you." It's that meant so much to me, because I was like, I swear to God, if I don't get some validation, especially from my dad, like before he breathes his last breath, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to like recover from that.
Oh, come on, I'm not that old, dude.
Thank God you finally saw me for what I'm really worth, Dad.
All right, well, look, let's talk about what you've been doing in quarantine. You know, because we've got a little teaser here, right?
So let me ask, if you play this thing, whatever it is it gonna stream, you know, consistently, or like? You sent me
a minute clip teaser, right? Is that what that was?
Like, you got good internet over there?
Oh, we got good internet over here. Yes, we do.
All right, cool. Because yeah, that's I tried to stream something from my computer when I was on a Beat Refinery podcast, and it was like,
Oh no! This and a shout out to StreamYard, and you know, a StreamYard and a Windows i7. So that with 16 meg of RAM, that'll literally keep you going. But
nice.
No, I got this ready to go. Now what I'll do is when I do play this, we're gonna build up to it. All right, I want you to build up to it for us, but I'm gonna remove Gabe, myself, and you. We'll make this thing poof, big screen, and I want to show everybody. So here, why don't you lead up to this, because we wanted to talk exactly about, you know, through this whole thing, you know, you said it, you know, a lot of DJs are doing this. They're going from being out there, entertaining, spinning, doing whatever, to now they're in the studio and they're utilizing all of this equipment, their keyboards, you know, their DAW controllers.
Is that an M audio right behind you?
Right.
So this is an Alesis Q49 49 key. It's cool. It gets the job done. I think I'm going to get Native Instruments complete control soon with my government unemployment money that's just been flowing in this whole time.
Right on.
That's actually, you know, I should speak on that just to kind of complete my thought from earlier. Like, as much as people are so quick to, you know, focus on the negatives of this past year, I'm looking at it like, yo, I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to stress about gigs or battles or living off of airplane food or waking up in a different time zone every other day. I'm just sitting right here in my PJs, like, you know, just cranking in the studio. Like, I've been trying for years to really, really get serious about producing and, you know, just making stuff that's going to live longer than that one show that I played last night. You know what I mean?
So
like,
you Mac or PC?
I'm a Mac dude. Got my my MacBook Pro right there. So I was thinking I was going to get one of those new M1 Mac Minis. Not the ones that are out right now, but the second generation, which they're talking about, is probably going to drop around July, because it'll be like the M2 at that point. Dude, the thing is like consistently just blowing everybody's minds, like on other review boards.
Nice.
I'm excited about it, because so my I've been working on this live project. That was another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So for the past 3 years now, I started as a musician, and then I happened to find I stumbled on turntables, and it just blew me away so hard. I was like, all right, this is it. Like, I'm just going all in. So for the past 20 years, I've been being a musician on turntables, and I want to say, you know, up until maybe like 5 years ago, maybe a few more than that, people used to show up to a club or an event of whatever sort, and
first of all,
they would trust
your
the
intros
DJ.
Are so raw. Like, your command is like, boom, New York City vibe, right out of the gate. You know, the aggressive New York tone.
I got a lot to say.
Are you from the Bronx originally, or what's up with that?
My Italian side is from New York.
Got it.
But and you guys are both Jersey boys, right?
Philly. I'm a Philly boy. Yeah, I'm a Philly boy.
Time in Jersey, though.
I love it.
I surf, so I'm always in Longport, Margate. So
that's what's up. Hell yeah! I think I met you, Gabe. I met you in the barber chair the other day down the way. We were getting our heads shaved. I was like, "Oh snap! What's good, homie?"
I was like, "Yeah, take a little bit off the side."
So, yeah, I guess honestly, what I've been spending the past year doing in quarantine is kind of a reaction to where I feel the DJ industry is headed. Like, and you know, everyone's got different input on this, but I'm just saying, like, between the internet, you know, the big tech, like their algorithms getting more and more aggressive, flagging or muting or just straight taking down people's live streams or, you know, things they post on SoundCloud or whatever. Like, it's been really hard for all these DJs that, you know, got shocked by, you know, immediate halt of their way of life, you know, suddenly switching over to like Twitch, for example, and streaming, like trying to connect with their audiences, and just all their stuff getting taken down. And, you know, I was rapping with this girl, Carolina at DJ City the other week, and we kind of talked about this too, explaining how she was telling me, like, the legal side of the DJ game is so convoluted at this point because the people in Congress are all old as fuck, and they don't understand. They're not caught up with, like, how far, you know, digital music and streaming and stuff has advanced in just a small handful of years. So we're sort of, our DJ culture is kind of trapped in the clutches of this antiquated set of rules. And, you know, like, even like DJ City is trying to navigate that and still be totally legit and, you know, pay the proper royalties to artists and stuff. But it's almost like, as DJs, we're getting punished by the music industry for playing their, like, the record label stuff, right? And that's messed up because the DJ has always been, the DJs are on the front lines of the music industry. Like, we are the direct connection between the labels putting out the music and the consumers, you know, gobbling up the music. Like, if they didn't have us to make their music cool, you know, they would just be spending a whole lot more money on ad revenue. And, you know, like, DJs are an absolutely vital part of the equation. And it sucks that we have to kind of always skirt around the system and spin bootlegs and, you know, have all of our live streams, like, taken down. And so in response to that, I've kind of just been so discouraged by the direction that everything's going in that I just was like, you know what, the only way that I'm going to be able to continue performing for people and be able to post it and not worry about it, get it taken down, is if I just make it all myself. Like, I was like, full throttle pivot from DJ booth to recording studio.
And this is why I said, why don't you send it to me? Because we rarely play any type of music on this show. And sometimes we had DJ Too Tough from Tough Crew. We can't put his stuff on. Now, he's happy that, you know, that the algorithms are catching it all over the internet because, you know, that's the way it works. But then again, he's not happy because a lot of these artists, including yourself, if you don't have it written into your contract, you're losing out on the money that these big music companies are making. And it's all in the legal mumbo jumbo of what you do. You know, speaking of all that, shout out to one of my students, Young Fresh Prince, and Young Fresh Prince is in the house, and Papa
the
Prince,
boss, the young boss.
They're always supporting and showing love here. But also shout out to the Senate DJ Serenity to Profit. I saw him in there. I saw him in here. Now, we discussed that before. You do a lot of spinning with the Senate guys too, right? I saw you at their house, didn't I?
The homies, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, look, that's party time. You know, when I'm on the floor, you know, you saw me in PV mode. You know, I'm Mr. Hello, how you doing? Shaking hands and kissing babies. But once 6, 7 o'clock comes, you know, and I'm after dinner, I'm out. I'm actually doing the same thing, but I'm doing that with my homies. You know, and in the past 7 years now. God, I'm getting old. It's been the Senate DJs. It's been, you know, especially Soho, Dramatic, everybody there.
Shout out Soho. Shout out Dramatic.
Shout out to Soho. Shout out to, also look at Brandon from Infinity Fader. Shout out to Patrick from Inno Fader. Shout out to Glowtronics. Shout out to Bass Boss. You got Frankie B. All these people in the house. Hey,
dude, all of those people that you just named are literally some of the coolest people in the entire DJ.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, and here's the thing: birds of a feather flock together. Eventually, in this industry, we will find each other if we do the correct networking, and that's how we all came together. It's how I was, came your way. And I joke all the time. I've been doing this for 25 years down at the DJ Expo. I rarely go to their DJ of the Year competition. Why? Because I miss hanging out with guys like you. They don't make wedding DJ hero, do they, Throdown?
Well, where were you when I was a kid, Dad? I didn't even meet you until I was 25.
Well, because I was actually in the wedding industry. I was doing weddings, sometimes 3 a weekend in my 20s, bro. I mean, I would, and before I was married, I had 2 different joints that were strip clubs on a Wednesday and a Friday night. I would do a double on a Saturday and a double on a Sunday. I was in the Lehigh Valley, upstate of Pennsylvania. I was doing this when it snowed. I had all the kids coming up for the ski lodges, so we were having parties there. I mean, it was a wild free-for-all, and it was a money-making free-for-all. So besides DJing, I was managing those DJs too. So I got the cherry pick. But it was cherry picking in a good way. You know what I mean?
You got all those jobs that you were juggling and all that stress for all those years, and you still got a full head of hair.
Hell yeah!
I also managed an apartment complex in Kutztown University called the Cliffs in my prime years, in my middle 20s. 25 apartments, 5 storefronts, and I lived for free, dude. I had no expenses whatsoever, and I was working 4-5 nights a week, DJing, and then doing the full-time thing, managing the DJs, videographers, and photographers. Crazy. But look, enough about me. More about you, dude.
More about you. Yep.
We talked about the past of DJing, the present, and you really hit on the future of what's going to happen. I mean, guys that are doing this, just like yourself, need to. And this is, if you look at our past shows, a lot of the DJs or the entertainers that have been on our show have been making music. We had Jeff Rush out there, oh God, we had all these different people, and I want you to look back into the past, those that are listening or whatever, and you'll
talking about your guest from last week. I forget, you said like Jay Hill or something.
Jay Hill, yeah, we had Jay Hill.
You said something about like live drumming too.
Well, yeah, that was Vince Picek. He's one of my videographers and photographers.
The wicked transitions that you do, when you use like those pads, that's like drumming right there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, I grew up playing drums, bass, guitars, and trumpet, and I was even in my school choir. Like when I was really, really little, I was a musician, and then when I found turntables and what you could do with those, it's cool because turntablism is just as much a viable musical instrument as anything else, but the difference is that you're making music with pre-recorded material, right? So if you want to play a saxophone, you have to blow into the saxophone. If you want to play the drums, you have to hit the drums. If you want to play the keys, you got to hit the piano keys. But when you're working with songs, or it could be anything.
Kevin Spacey's segment.
You could have Charlie Sheen being like, I've got one speed, go. Or you could have Cartman from South Park, or you could have like Cat Williams stand up, and so
was that YouTube segment in a what do you call it? In a barbershop? Where is that?
Which one?
Cartman track.
Oh, I mean, Cartman, like there was that one episode where he's like, oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was, how would you like to suck my balls? And you can instantly flip that into like a Baltimore club joint and actually be, suck my balls.
Look, I've got all those samples by there was I forget what I think it was called. TSE was the name of the CD. Oh God, there were these cutting albums that had nothing but South Park soundtrack on the whole one side. There was Simpsons in there, and it was unheard of to get those on an album. But one of the CDs that came out was TSE, I think it was called. But the albums, very similar to Beats, Breaks, and Scratches. Now I'm an OG, so I don't even look for what you do.
Shout out my dad.
To stop. Speaking of OG, why don't we just stop there, because I've been listening to you guys speak, but I've also been looking at our analytics, and now is the time to really release what you're going to release. Why don't you really quickly touch upon what we're going to see, why we're going to see it, and why it's unreleased, and you're just teasing it here, and when it's coming out and what it is. Go ahead.
So, long story short, I've been producing my ass off for the past year. I learned a whole lot about, audio engineering and just really finding my style with producing. And I made this video because my birthday last month was exactly 20 years in this DJ grind, and I felt like I had to do something special to commemorate that, because that's a pretty major milestone. And so I made the beat. It's made to be performed live on keys and drum pads and like back-to-back turntables, and it's got a little skit in the beginning. And my cat, his name is Houdini. He's named after the magician, but you spell it like the rap group. And he's old as shit. He's 18 years old now, and he's not going to be around much longer. And I was like, you know what, we need to like get you some screen time so the world can have something to remember you by. So he's like all up in this video. And my brother, I live with my brother. He's a professional video editor, Andrew M. Volpe. He's amazing at what he does. And so like we work together and make all these like crazy music videos and stuff. Any album art or videos that you see me put out, he's always like behind the curtain pulling the strings and stuff. So anyway, this is a sort of a taste of things to come moving forward. Once we get back to DJing and playing live shows and stuff, I've evolved from just straight DJ sets to doing this live PA thing where I got keys and I got a drum pad and I'm beatboxing and I'm like looping and producing on the fly and DJing and scratching and all that stuff. So this video is sort of a presentation of like what you can expect from me moving forward. So anyway, enough about all that. I hope you like it. This song is called OG Status because I just reached that hitting the 20-year mark, I think. And I hope y'all dig it. I'm dropping this on Wednesday on all the social media platforms, but I felt like I should let you guys kind of do the soft reveal on the show. So yeah. So just gonna sit here and wait until it goes live. Oh, where'd it go though? Where's it at?
Yo, I started DJing on this exact day 20 years ago. That could only mean two things. One, I'm old as fuck. And two, that makes me a certified O2G. Bitch, I got that OG status, OG status, OG status. Bitch, I got that OG status.
It's been 20 plus years, you think that's a clue?
Happy birthday, today my day. This guy kinda doing what he do. He's probably not doing. He left enough proof.
Oh my God, dude!
Yo, is that was that a Korg control?
Yeah, there was a Korg. What the hell is it called? A Korg Nano Control.
Yeah.
That's Buck. Doesn't Buck Rogers use that? The same thing Buck uses?
Nah, he uses some other stuff. Buck
the
is
machine.
one of
He's the
biggest influences in the world. I love what that kid does, man. He's such a fresh air in the DJ industry now. Like, cause what, like, he's a musician too. He's a drummer. He's a producer, and so he found the sweet spot. You know, cats have been trying to like take this live finger drumming thing and this live DJing thing and sort of trying to make it into one cohesive set, but he really found a way to play an entire DJ set for like an hour or like 4 hours or what have you, just constantly flipping back and forth from the drum machine to the turntables, and you never get bored. And so, you know, I've been building this live PA set for the past like 3 years, kind of going down that path, and he just beat me to it basically. And so I'm trying to kind of one up everybody and throw in like a little bit of extra funk. And I got a setup behind me that I'm not going to show you at the moment, but it's like keys, drum pad, 2 turntables and a mixer and a whole bunch of effects machines and a mic, and it's all just like live beatboxing and effects and looping and finger drumming and keys and scratching and beat juggling and party rocking. And so it's kind of like a hybrid like producer DJ set. And yeah, I don't know. I made that video a minute long so that it would fit, you know, social media like Instagram format, but I definitely wish I could have made it longer. Because
I know you're in a different tier and echelon, but do you ever use any kind of record pools? And if you do, could you tell the audience which ones you use?
Yeah. So I was actually using DJ City for quite a few years, and you know, recently I was like, you know what, like I haven't DJed in a year, and you know, the bills keep coming in, so I need to kind of like cut some expenses and stuff. So I actually, you know, momentarily cut off my DJ City subscription, but they're super cool over there. And again, homegirl Carolina, like really, she just dropped like a lot of knowledge on me and was super supportive. And I will have
any lounges that you play out in the DC, Maryland area?
I think we lost him.
And Club Killers and even BPM Supreme, Beat Refinery. We use Beat Stores.
That's like Qbert, right? You were Qbert in London, right?
I played with Qbert in 2014, and I played with them at the US Finals in 2019 in Denver.
So what do you throw underneath? Do you throw butter rugs when you're using Serato products, or you use just a piece of wax paper? What do you use?
I just I gather some pebbles from the parking lot right before my set, and I just kind of smear them over the platter on the turntable and drag my records back and forth over them because I don't give a fuck. No, I got butter rugs. I got. I mean, I've won like 15 million sets of slip mats through the DMC. Shout out DMC.
So when you did the when you were winning the back-to-back DMC, were you using an S9? Were you using a Rain Serato thing? What were you using?
Well, so the DMC, the main sponsor of DMC has been Rain for the past ever since Technics kind of backed out.
Sure.
You know, Rain took over. So I want to say, yeah, that was probably like 2010, 2011, something like that. And so, yeah, like I'm a faithful Rain user. You know, Rain is an awesome company filled with awesome people. They make rock solid equipment. Their customer support is bulletproof. You know, Pioneer is killing it. I'm not going to lie. They make some fantastic, innovative products lately.
Yeah, good stuff.
Like interchangeable, you know, like I'm gonna bring a Rain to the booth if it's on me to like supply a mixer, but if there's a Pioneer, you know, S9 or shit, if there's an S11 there, like I'm not mad at that.
All right.
You know, they
question.
sort of
So are you bringing that in a jetpack? What are you doing? When you fly out, what do you bringing? You bringing your own mixer?
I have a Magma Riot XL DJ bag. It's the biggest goddamn DJ bag it's ever been made. Basically, it's the maximum carry-on dimensions that you could possibly fit in a overhead compartment with backpack strap. So it's like 22 inches tall by 10 or 12 inches wide by 16 inches deep, and I get heckled so much by TSA when I'm at the airport. But it's like, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And so at this point,
electronics.
Once I start bringing this live thing with me, I spent a lot of time like strategizing this so that it's a full keyboard, drum machine, 4 MIDI effects controllers, records, slip mats, headphones, needles, microphone, power strip, blah 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 blah, and it fits into 2 DJ bags that I can put in carry-ons. So, and it weighs like the 2 bags are like 70 pounds when all said and done. 3 laptop stands, all that. But that Magma Riot XL is one of the most badass DJ bags I've ever owned. Like I seriously stressed that thing to the limit, and it has not failed me yet.
All right. Hey, look, we got a question.
How'd you get connected with Wyclef?
Wyclef?
Yeah.
I never met the dude yet, but I'm a big fan, so maybe we'll collabo someday.
Okay.
Wait a minute, what's the homie right here, Funky in the Basement? With DJ
that's DJ Stretch 215 has a question. What do you attribute your longevity?
I'm assuming what you're referring to is how have I managed to keep doing this for so long? I think it's
why are you now OG status is what he's trying to say.
I would blame it on just hard-headed, stubborn, ignorant persistence. Like, I'm so used to like suffering through shitty conditions that I've probably imposed on myself for showing up late and like not getting enough sleep and being hungover. Like, I don't know. I'm so used to just like pushing through no matter what it takes. And I've been so fixated on this dream for so many years that I guess I kind of finally arrived. Yeah, it feels like a little late because it took 20 years, but I'm happy with the way things are going.
All right. Hey, shout out.
Don't give up. That's all I'm saying. Don't ever give up. If you believe in what you're doing, don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Nope. That's right.
Hard work pays off.
Follow your dream, my friend.
Your clothing line, the Gorillas. Tell us about that.
Say what?
Your clothing line. It has like a gorilla influence. Tell
Gorilla
us about
Fist.
That.
Yeah. So this brand is called Gorilla Fist. They're based out of the DMV. I've known these guys since I was like 19. That was a long time ago. Shout out Gorilla Fist. They're not really my clothing sponsor, but they're kind of my clothing sponsor. My dude Jeff, who runs Gorilla Fist, I mean, he would be my manager in another life if he wasn't so busy like running his thing. But like I remember when I saw them when I was a teenager, and they used to like make all the tracksuits for B-Boy Crews, and they would make like banners for like DJ Crews and t-shirts and slip mats and like all this dope shit. And I always wanted to be down with them because I saw them supporting the scene, supporting the culture, and I was a nobody back then, and these guys are like real elusive, so I could never seem to like run into them like around the way. And all I wanted was a fish shirt. That's all I wanted. Like, I just wanted to like rock one of those because I loved what they were doing. And now that dresser, that entire second drawer right there is packed to the gills with Gorilla Fist shirts. I have so much goddamn Gorilla Fist clothing that I can't possibly wear it all. And to me, that's a little personal sign of achievement because like, I was on top of a mountain in Italy when I was 20, when I was going out there for college courses, and my teacher told me, what is it that you really want to do with your life? And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to make my role models into my peers. And that's what I've been spending all my energy doing for like the past God knows how many years. And, now, Christy Z from DMC, she's always been one of my heroes, and like we're homies, and I can like hit her on the text nowadays. And like, Gorilla Fist, the guy that runs Gorilla Fist, like this guy, I've always admired his work, and now he's like one of my best friends, and I just wear his clothing religiously. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is like this DJ community, especially like the turntablist community, it's not a very big world, you know, and it really every one of these guys, Pat from Innofader and like Brandon from Infinity Faders, like all these guys, they do this because they love it, and they just happen to find a way to turn their job into something that contributes to the culture. And it's just a nice, like, tight-knit community of people that are like-minded and believe in the same art form. And I just love being like a grown-up now and actually being homies with all these people that support each other and, you know, put in their 2 cents, you know, to the conversation of turntablism and like pushing the game forward. And so that video that you just played, you know, I actually, if you notice, like I did about like 25 different wardrobe changes in there because I wanted to rep Glowtronics and I wanted to rep DOS.
Yes,
that's what's up.
Rep National Disgrace and like all these people that like had my back along the way. I felt like it's only, you know, it's not about me. Like this is a big milestone for me, but I wouldn't have gotten there if not for the support and friendship of all these like dope motherfuckers. So that's kind of what that is about.
I was going to mention that I saw the Infinity Fader shirt in one of the blocks, and then right next to it you had the Innofader shirt. And that's unheard of in the industry, where 2 fader companies can work together with each other, let alone be friends. You know, they're 2 of the greatest.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Brandon and Pat are 2 of the greatest guys.
When you and I were at NAMM last year, you know, Infinity Faders and Glowtronics and Innofader and God, 12-inch skins and like all these guys, they pulled together and had this one really sick.
I got an SZ. I want white. I can't wait to get a.
Dude, just holler at those guys. They'll take care of you, man, because they're all real down to earth, like real humans that you know will talk to you and figure out what you need. And
you
just
know what?
like saying, it's so unheard of to have 2 companies that provide relatively the same product, but they work together and they build each other up. And that's why I kind of purposely put those 2 shirts like back to back in the same shot.
You also put your PV hat in there. You were wearing a PV hat. That's the other thing. You know, I grabbed mine instantly once you put yours up because of that neat branding that you did in that video. You know, and you gave me the idea too. I'm going to call up Brandon. I'm going to call up Pat because I want to support them just like you do. They'll jump on In the Q podcast. They'll jump on our tails in a minute just because they're brothers and they support. Man, there's fam right there. You know.
Shout out Cutlass.
Shout out Keith Shockley.
Yep. Keith Shockley, shout out the Cutlass. Shout out
Keith Shockley.
Zaz One, he's in there. What is he? Rhode Island.
Shout out DJ Ponfetti.
Yep, that's another one of our.
Zaz just signed with Rob Schwartz for distribution with Sony Orchard. So
did he really? That's awesome.
Happy with him. I pointed him in that direction. I'm
very cool.
So you guys both you stay up in Philly, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta swing through and say what's up one time. My mom's side is from Philly, so you know.
Next time you come down, give us a shout.
Yeah, man.
I absolutely will. You're gonna inherit me on your couch, and you're gonna regret it from the moment I walk in the door.
I got a guest room above the garage and a pond in the back. You know, you ever see Caddyshack? You got a pool? No, I got a pond. I got a pond in the back. You know.
Cool. Well, once I destroy your attic, then I'll pass out in your pond.
So what are one of your favorite white labels to throw down?
Yo, I remember. So I went to school at VCU in Richmond, Virginia, like back in the day, and they had this dope ass record shop, like right on the main drag. And you walk in, and it's just walls and walls and walls of records, and they always had the killer cuts, the white label bootleg joints, and you know they were, you know, when Nas Made You Look came out, they'd have it wouldn't even say Nas, it would just say Make You Look, you know, just whatever they could possibly do to get around like the copyright shit. And yeah, they had some great bootlegs, and you know, now I guess white labels is sort of a obscure concept because, you know, we're all doing this digital thing, like downloading stuff off the internet. Honestly, I'm not gonna front, like if somebody, you know, like DJ Sega from Philly, actually.
Yeah. Mike Sega. Mike Sega.
Yeah.
Not Mike Saga. He's the man.
Oh, yeah. He does like more like industrial shit.
Exactly. And he throws a lot of ill parties up there too. But DJ Sega, he was a kid that was on Mad Decent for a while. I don't know if he's still out there working with them, but he put out all these ill Philly club remixes of, like Baltimore Club was like really popping.
Oh yeah, we like Fever, and I remember going to Fever back in the 90s and shit.
Yeah, and dude, you and I, we could definitely rap on some like old
we
school
definitely do.
club shit. But Sega, like, he put out the illest like Philly B-more flips of just every hot record that ever came out. I heard him flip like Toka and Razar, like those two kind of mutant dudes from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and I heard him flip like, I don't know, Jurassic Park and like Skrillex and like just all kinds of wild shit. And he never made any of it available for download on his SoundCloud. And I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like, I will straight bootleg this off the SoundCloud if that's what it takes. I'm not gonna put it on a mixtape or nothing. But
by the way, I did sound effects for Skrillex at Hijinks 2 years ago. One of the coolest dudes ever. We did confetti cannons and cryo for him. Fucking amazing. He was great.
Dude, he's such a
one of my favorite white labels. I'll share with you off the show. It's a 50 Cent Trent Reznor track. I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah. Is it it's in the club? I want to fuck you like an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's dope, dude. That's that shit would make people go crazy. I mean, even still today. If you're playing for the right crowd.
You can update it for today's party people.
Dude, honestly, just over this past year, doing like soul searching, and it's almost like what we do, constantly on the grind, like playing all these gigs, whatever it is that you do, if it's clubs, if it's weddings, if it's music festivals, if it's radio, whatever, like it's such a endless warp speed merry-go-round. And I think we all could really, we all needed a break. Like life moves too fast, and like this past year, like I was able to like get a full night's sleep every night for the first time, and like I don't even know how long. And
Ross, you're so right, dude. You're so right. I think the first thing you said to me, Ross, or Throdown, the first thing you said to me is like, we talked
just
about
call me
son, OG here, son. But you really look. You said it, and you didn't want to be misconstrued. But I totally got your energy and what you were saying about that, because if you have a family now, and the world has been shut down, now is the time, to hang out with them, do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do, to connect more with them. Not only that, but look, whether you do or don't, now is the time to learn something that you've never learned before. You've mentioned video editing. I had the tools, I just didn't have the time. Well, guess what I had in the past year?
Premiere. I don't know what you guys use.
Yeah, Premiere's the move, man.
Vegas and Sony. Now it's Vegas and Sony. So,
I mean, like, there's other options for sure, but Premiere is like the, I don't know what to say, Pro Tools or Live.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look, if it's free, it's for me. It was given to me as a gift, and from Steve Smith, God rest his soul, one of our videographers that passed away too young, actually, it's about 8 years ago. But he gave me the tools I needed, and it was something simple, because, look, I'm a simple kind of guy. I'm an Audacity guy. Pro Tools, of course I can do it. Yeah, Ableton, of course I can do it. But I've got, my ADD is so bad. There are so many damn buttons on that thing. That's why I don't fuck with Tractor. Let's be honest. That's why Serato is so beautiful, because it's so simple. Hell, even Virtual DJ can have a lot going on too.
So Dad, did you find any time besides finally connecting with your long lost DJ son? Did you find time over the quarantine to learn some new software or?
I learned how to video edit. As a matter of fact, the beginning show, if you saw that 5-minute countdown, which we're going to have a new one sometime in the middle of season 2, but it's a slideshow. You were in it.
I meant to ask actually that 5-minute like pre-roll for the show. Yeah. Did you make that?
I made that, yeah. And look, it was just a test, because Soho gave me a lot of backgrounds that we use at Vesper. That's a Vesper nightclub. So
I
what
see
the
you,
hell is
Gabe.
that? Oh my God, look at that. You're too high.
Yo,
dude.
you even spelled my name right. Mad props. Nobody gets this shit right. 20 years later.
THRO.
Fucking clapperboard.
But yeah, no, look, dude, you want to hear what I did? I put myself to use. Besides that, I have a house. So we have a dining room and we have a kitchen. I took the wall down in between the dining room and the kitchen. I created one big kitchen and redid the entire thing. New cabinets, everything, gutted it.
Yeah.
I had to take the plumbing out of the middle and the electricity and move all that. So we redid the dining room and the kitchen, made
Down to the bare bones.
And Gabe's seen it. I made a brand new kitchen for the house. I also built a brand new 10 foot by 12 foot by 8 foot tall, well, with a top greenhouse in the back for my wife, with another 12 foot by 20 foot cage that encases her garden, because we have so many damn critters in our yard, because we live in the suburbs of Philly.
So you're making yourself, you're proving yourself useful to mom, right? So she's gonna keep you around for a while.
That's right. So when you come over, son, and
Greggy's
the
around the
bathroom,
corner from where the Goldbergs filmed. The original Goldbergs. Like that.
Yeah, so that's good. That's it. And when the hell would you have ever had time to do that if you were on your regular grizzle?
What? And well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, one of those three things would have slacked. Whether I wouldn't have time to work on music or work on DJing or anything like that, or actually I wouldn't have time to do what I normally do, anything. So I wouldn't have time to maybe spend with the family a little bit more, or I wouldn't have time to work on my music, or I wouldn't have time to learn how to do this. I also learned digital marketing through Google Grids. I took a 40-hour course so I can get a certificate in digital advertising and marketing, just to have it so I can help out my own website to help me with SEO and SEM.
Dude, so that's clever. Who are some of your influences?
Good.
Damn, that's a good question. Okay, so most DJs will tell you, top 5 DJs or whatever, and trust, there's so many amazing DJs out there that are huge influences to me. I mean, honestly, I've spent my entire life trying to become DJ Craze. I worship everything that guy does. I think he's one of the most creative, innovative, original, one of one type of motherfuckers on this planet today. But there's outside of that, outside of party rock, turntablists, A Skills is a dude from the UK who's an incredible producer and remix artist, and just full spectrum live show. I mean, you'll hear swing jazz and drum and bass and dubstep and breakbeat and 90s hip hop and all these things in one set, keeps people swinging off the chandeliers. Z-Trip is the American version of that guy. I mean, he is just unfuckwittable.
8 tracks and shit. I know you tour with him.
Such a great dude. You can tell.
We have. Go ahead.
That guy is he is the gold standard for what any of us could hope to be. Especially that.
I listen a lot of him on BPM. Yeah.
But outside of the DJ circuit, I've been honestly, one of the things I've been enjoying about quarantine so much is not feeling the pressure.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. A lot of people are asking, what are some of the things you did to gain exposure in your early days?
Oh, man. I mean, I've played so many shows in just weird, random little buttholes of every city. Just anything I could possibly get my hands on. I was playing,
But that's how you create your brand.
It's networking, you know what I mean? Honestly, don't sell yourself short. If let's say you're a pretty decent DJ, but you're shy and you don't believe in yourself, and you're I don't know how I'm gonna get put on. Put that away, stuff that in the closet, go out, meet some people. You never know. DJing as a job opportunity has never been more prosperous than right now. You know what I mean? So they got DJs in Macy's, and they got DJs on TV, and they got DJs in the bar, and they got DJs at private event. There's so many things you can do, and maybe your coworker's sister's best friend, works at Sirius XM, or maybe they, their wedding DJ dropped off last minute and they really desperately need somebody and they'll pay you good money just to try to fill that slot. Like, you never know. You know, DJing is not some weird, like, dark art anymore. Like, it is a very viable, you know, prevalent thing in our society. So just literally just go out there and pound the pavement, dude. Talk to everybody. So, as much as I hate social media and how much it, like, sucks time out of your everyday, it is the most powerful tool for just connecting with people that have slots that they can put you in. So just do it, man. And you know, put out videos, put out mixtapes, like, you know, just, it's kind of the tried and true formula. Just the squeaky wheel gets the oil, as they say.
Hey, Throwdown. I got a quick question for you. Take a look at the screen. Do you have one of these the portable turntablists?
I got two of them.
One? Do you? Yeah. Now look, I got mine from Pat. We mentioned Pat from Innofader. Mine's pimped out. It's got an SD card. It's got a USB. It's got an AM/FM radio. Okay. Can also hook to your computer to connect to Scratch Live.
He hooked you up, son?
Hold on. Oh, I'm not done yet. Because inside of it,
like an infomercial.
He put his gear on there. First of all, he put a raised Innofader.
Nice.
All right. And then he put a Vestax tone arm, straight-headed tone arm.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. This thing is fat, man. And
That's a legit Vestax straight arm?
Yeah, it's a Vestax straight arm.
Yeah, but that's like super rare now. So
and it's remote controlled, and it's got the it's the M44-7. That's the head on it.
That's a Shure cartridge right there.
Yep, Shure MM47 right there. Yeah,
so
the cartridge.
Really don't let anybody
too tough like those.
Scratch on that. Don't let friends, don't let anybody scratch on that, because one of those assholes is going to break that needle and you'll be super pissed because they don't make those anymore.
Oh, I know. I have my SC35Cs right here, you know, and that they don't make these anymore either. They're gone.
I still like the Ortofon Concords.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
24/7 Shores.
The Ortofon, you know, those gooseneck style
hold on.
cartridges are really convenient because you don't have to mess with the wires and stuff. But I think Shure is the only needle that I have DJed with for all 20 years that I've been doing this. So I actually don't even know what to do moving forward. Like I still got Shures on my tech right now, but I think Jico is the move now. Jico is a Japanese company that sort of filled the void of the Shure, you know. So Shure, I think as soon as, honestly, once the Phase controllers and the Rain 12s came out in the same year, that was like maybe 2017, 2018. Shure was just like, we're done. Like, you know, we're backing out the game. It's no longer, you know, a viable product, and that hurt. That really, really hurt. But you know,
me and my ADD missed that. You don't mess with Phase, right, bro?
This is my portable. This is the only Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania regional that ever was. They did that in 2017, so I won that joint. Christy's from Pittsburgh, and she was homies with the guy who decided he wanted to throw it with her, and so they'll never do another one. But I got this like custom joint with my Infinity.
That's awesome.
That on there. There's no like fancy stuff built into it. Honestly, I don't use portables a whole lot. So
Pat from Innofader, like it was the hookup. You know, it was like a few years ago. We were at the Senate House. You know, I go down there and I play a lot, and I roll in the dough a lot of times. So you know, I was like, hey, I got to hook a brother up. You know, I was up. I hit the craps table. I hit a roll, man. That's. Once again, why do you think I've been down there 30 years, dude?
I'd like to see a Throwdown come down.
What's that game?
If the expo is actually going to happen this year, I'd like to see
Throwdown come down. Put a good word in with the PV guys. You know, like they took real good care of me at the last one. You know, much respect and gratitude to those guys. They put me on the main stage, which is like super rare. Like not even like, you know, A-Track and like all the biggest names in the building had main stage slots, and that was like really, really special to me, man. So, and playing at the PV booth, like, you know, they got the illest equipment and the best techs on the job. like
thank you.
Steve and this guy, Greg C, they always make sure everything's like running proper, ready to go. The lighting is on point. The sound is on point. I do miss like seeing y'all like in one spot. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to see like Chris Carnes and Buck Rogers and all the Infinity Faders guys and the PV guys and DOS Audio homies. Like it's great to be able to. It's like a watering hole for DJs. And,
all right. Well, look, we're coming. I wanted to mention we're coming up on an hour and a half, and normally we only do an hour show, but you are the man, and I wanted to extend it. Are you cool? You want to hang out a little bit longer? Because you know what?
Good, yeah. I have to take a piss really bad right now. I'm waiting for you to like end the show so I can dip for a second.
Well, actually, you know what? We have 5 minutes. What I want to do is I want to play your video again. Just so that everybody can see it, and if they're listening on the so go ahead, Throdown, do your thing. So if you're listening on Apple or Google Play or Spotify or Anchor or any of the other podcast platforms in the After Effects, or you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you can always go to www.inthequeupodcast.com to see the video replays. And it's one of the reasons, we do this is so that we can show you things just like this.
It's your birthday, yo! It's your birthday!
Yo, I started DJing on this exact day 20 years ago. That could only mean two things. One, I'm old as fuck. And two, that makes me a certified O to the G.
Bitch, I got that OG status, OG status, OG status. I got that OG status. Been 20 plus years, you think that's a clue?
Hey, happy birthday, today my day. Probably that dude, he left enough proof.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I was running to grab my brother real quick. This is Andrew Volpe, this guy.
What's up, Andrew? Peace, man. How are you, bro?
Good to see you guys. Thanks for playing our stuff.
Yeah, so Andrew's the mastermind behind all the video editing, and actually he's won a whole bunch of like independent film awards in the past like 3 years, and we made another video with the cat Houdini, and so he won us like a few awards. I'm thinking like I need to bring him in like one of those little cat backpacks to the next joint.
Oh yeah,
Got free cats hang out,
so he can receive the award himself. he's a power player on our creative team.
All right. Well, look. Anything else, Gabe? You want to add really quick because we're coming at the hour and a half mark, and I want to be nice, for the podcast places that we're going to put this on, and also shout out to the newest place we're going to be in the middle of season 2. It's wild1radio.com.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be on wild1radio.com as well as all the podcast places. So they picked us up as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Pro Mobile DJ. Shout out to Glowtronics. Shout out to our boys at Infinity Faders and InnoFader. You're probably going to, and you know what? Once the marriage is made, you'll see them on the banners. That's usually how it's done. Shout out to PV Electronics. I think we said Glowtronics, Pod Decks as well. They're a big help and sponsor with our show, and also Request Now. So shout out to our boys at Request Now, another great app that you can use for DJing. And don't forget, Glowtronics, you can get 15% off with the code DJES. So D as in dog, J as in John, E as in, I don't know, Elizabeth, and S as in Sam, 15. That's your code for 15% off anything most stuff in the Glowtronics store. So if you're checking it live, check it out now. If you're hitting us up on all the podcasts, there you go. Yep. See our boys at Glowtronics, and right above my head there, if you can right there is the That's the slip mat covers. And I think, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
They do masks.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, this is a Glowtronics mask. And not to sound freaky or anything like that, but these things fit like a great pair of silky underwear. I have to tell you. Like, whoa.
And it looks like a pair of silky underwear too.
And it's a double. It's like a double layer. So I know I'm getting double the protection. So, but I'm pumped. So,
man, go easy on those hoes, Greggy.
All right. Speaking of that, Ross, we're down to the last minute here. I want to thank you for coming out. Thank you to everybody. Throwdown. God bless you. Much love. Please hang out for the green room party afterwards. Gabriel, thank you. David Hanscom, Mr. Y Entertainment, DJ 23, we miss you, sir. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully he'll watch the replay and say, you guys no. But yeah, hang out once again. Check him out, facebook.com, DJ Throdown, THRODOWNDC. All right, Instagram, DJ Throdown DC. YouTube, it's DJ Throdown Official. SoundCloud, DJ Throdown DC. And Twitter, DJ Throdown DC. That's how you can get in touch with my man right there, especially if you want him for bookings or you want to do some work for him, or you got a tour, you want him to show up. This man, he's a great guy, and he's available for almost everything. He travels.
I'll make balloon animals at your child's birthday party.
That's right. And you also do bat mitzvahs. So,
we all got bills going.
We are in. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock, Monday night. Peace.